Hello, everybody. This is the second part of the Debilitated Planets of 2019 series. And this is Komilla Sutton. I'm going to discuss Sun and Venus and their debilitation in 2019 and look at the dates and what is happening. And just to remember that debilitation happens all the time by transit. What we are trying to do in this channel is, and generally what is the whole idea of Jyotish is, that it's enlightening you about the weakness of time. And the debilitation is a weakness of time that if we know, we can take a balancing action to it. And quite often the planet is debilitated and it is also got a cancellation of debilitation. That's called Nicha Bhanga. That if the ruler of the sign where the planet is debilitated is placed there, then that is a positive aspect for it. So we talked about Mercury and Mars in the last section, and also about the moon. And I said that about the moon, I'll be giving in the monthly updates as well, because the moon debilitates once a month and that we should be conscious of it. So the next debilitation is of Venus, and Venus debilitation is in Virgo. And what is interesting about Venus in Virgo is that Venus itself, according to Parasharji, is a water planet. So it represents the water element. And Virgo is earth. So here what happens is that the water gets muddy. It gets mixed up with practical things. It, just like when it rains a lot, there's a lot of mud. So the Venus has to try to purify and move out of it. Venus's exact debilitation is at 27 degrees of Virgo. This is the only sign that is, planet that is Vargotama by its exact debilitation. But the sign of Venus where it is debilitated, so once it comes into Virgo, and then the nakshatra of its debilitation is Chitra. But you see that Venus is both strong and weak in Chitra, because one side it's in Virgo, then it goes immediately into Libra. So it's quite interesting that the sign immediately after the debilitation is usually quite a strong one for the planet. So Venus's debilitation in 2019 is from 9th September to 30th October. And it's it will be there, and it is going to be transit through Virgo, and it happens every year. And it's interesting how the two signs actually experience it a bit differently. For Taurus, the debilitation is in the 5th house of children, creativity, higher mind. So they can be very super analytical, nitpicky about children. Be careful not to be over critical about that energy. And then, it can also give you creative ideas, good energy, but it's a good house, 5th house. So it's a positive area for it to be debilitated. So there can be some positive energy, but still I always think, watch out for your health. Think about, this is the time yearly to plan what you want to do. And generally Venus will be, your energy will be a bit down and confidence level is down. So be conscious of that. And then second, for Libra, it's in the 12th house of loss, of expenses. And therefore, when it is debilitated, and so that you can be overspending, not just money. You see, expense can be emotional, expense can be effort. You make effort and you're not getting reward. But the whole concept of the Vedic concept is that if you do effort for somebody, you'll always get reward. So don't think I don't need to make effort because I'm not getting anything in return. You think I'm making the effort because I have to do it, and the reward will come when it has to come. But generally, emotionally as well as money-wise, you be a bit tight on those things because it is your Lagna Lord in the 12th house. And so those 3 weeks every year for Libra are more difficult than for Taurus. And one other aspect of debilitation of Venus is that Venus is Karaka for relationships. And as it is signifies relationships and love, and in a man's chart, the wife, debilitation of Venus can throw a spotlight on your relationships and what are the issues, and are you being too critical? Are you being too fussy? This is not the best time for relationships for everybody. So they have to be extra vigilant and careful about how they are dealing with it. And again, as I said, it is not a negative energy, but to be conscious that it's in Virgo, so you're being fussy and critical and over expecting things, and they are not getting delivered at this time. Just wait till the debilitation ends, and Venus will be in Libra, and it'll be in its own sign and positive energy. So the final debilitation of this year is Sun in Libra. Now, one thing about the Sun is that it does this debilitation every year. So this is one date that you can put in your diary for every year. And you know that approximately those days, or not approximately, every year Sun is going to be debilitated during those dates. One of the reasons of its debilitation is that it's the furthest away from the Sun. From the Earth. So therefore we have less energy. And usually Sun in debilitation quite friendly and nice people because they are not, the Sun in Aries is fiery and hot, and these are calm and cool people. So they are easy to be friends with. But when Sun is debilitated by transit, maybe all of us have little lack of confidence that is there. Now, what I find very interesting is that in India, there are many festivals during Sun in Libra. And I think that is because we are uplifting the energy, including Diwali, where we are lighting the light into our inner consciousness, our inner spirituality, so that we can rise above the situation. So I just realized I forgot to give you the dates of the debilitation of the Sun. So Sun is 17th of October to 16th of November. So this is every year that the Sun is going to be debilitated. So every year you are being conscious of these dates and being aware of it. So don't, you can put it in your diary. But this year also, because Venus is going to be in Libra, and Venus is in Libra and cancels to 27th of October. So last year, actually, throughout Sun in 2018, throughout Sun in Libra, Venus was there and canceling the debilitation. So that is a good aspect for it. And also to remember that look for your confidence. If you are Leo, this is not a best time to make decisions because you are not fully confident. You feel insecure. And so insecurity can make you make mistakes with yourself. So that is the thing to be conscious of. So this ends our two-part series on debilitation. And I will put the link for the part 1 in this. And also various techniques that I talked about, I'll be making separate videos in the tutorial. So I'm again appreciating you all very much. I love your comments. So keep sending me. If I feel that it needs answering, I try to answer. Obviously, time constraint is there. And thank you very much. And check out my website, komilla.com, and sign up for the newsletter, because then that way you'll get it in your inbox, all the information that is there. All the best.